Okay, welcome back to 640 AM The Mix, and it's time for Coliseum Radio, episode 14 with Hibirius, and that's coming your way next. All right, welcome back to 640 AM The Mix. I am Hibirius, and it's time for another takeover of the studios of 640 AM The Mix in New York City. Friday night here in the big city, and it's time for Coliseum Radio, episode 14, and that's coming your way next tonight. We got a great show for you. We do thank you for tuning in. There's two ways to tune in. If you're listening on 640 AM on your radio dial, it's a live broadcast. I'm here in the studios of 640 AM The Mix, and it's time for another takeover. But there's a second way to listen. If you're on YouTube, it's a rebroadcast on 640 AM The Mix on YouTube. It's a rebroadcast, but I assure you it's just as good, just the same, just warmed up the second time around, and it's always just as tasty. So let's get right into it. Got some new tracks coming your way, got your standard chillers, but I'm also experimenting with some new genres of music. Ambient drone techno, I got some tracks, and no input mixing. I promised that on the YouTube channel. I had a video on the Mackie 8 mix board, so I got some tracks laid out for you with that type of mixing, the no input mixing via the Mackie 8, and I got some ambient drone techno coming your way with your standard edition chillers here on the radio. So you want to reach me? It's simple. If you're listening live, you can email me at 640amthemix@gmail.com. Once again, that's 640amthemix@gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll try and get it on the show. We'll get into some of the emails later as we progress. And if you're listening on YouTube, you can comment below. Tell me what you think of Coliseum Radio episode 14 and some of the new tracks that we're laying out for you. All right, let's get right into the music. Enough chit-chat. This one is your standard chiller you find here on the radio show, and it's coming your way next. Enjoy. This one is Nebula. Oh, forgot to mention, I'm going to release these tracks as singles, so stay tuned for that here on the channel. And it will pursue us, and it will overtake us. will pursue us. And it will overtake us. Us, and it will overtake us. All right, 6:40 a.m. the mix, and we kicked off the show with Nebula, and we had Overtaken, brand new release, some ambient drone techno, and we have an email that just came in. Stanislaw in Staten Island wants to hear Hbirium. And that's coming up next right here on 6:40 a.m. The Mix. And I am Hibirius with the Friday Night Takeover.
You're listening to 640 AM The Mix. New York's only for house techno.
Some emails. We have Mark in Midtown, and he checks in and wants to hear some more drone. And Incubus 0137 also checks in, and he's digging the ambient drone. Let's continue with the show. Okay, that's it. Pulling the plug for episode 14. Coliseum Radio is now officially in the books. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for listening. If you're on 640 AM in New York City, or if you're listening in on YouTube. On today's show, we kicked it off with Nebula, Overtaken, Hbirium, and then we had the no input mix via the Mackie 8, and we also had the Donner B1 Ambient Techno mix as well. And I've done videos on both the no input mixing and the Donner B1, and finally I have some tracks that are coming into fruition here on Coliseum Radio on 640 AM The Mix. All right, comment below, like and subscribe, and thanks for listening on 640 AM The Mix. And let's get some legalities out of the way. 640 AM in New York City is an FCC certified low-power AM transmitter serving the New York metro area. All right, that ends Coliseum Radio episode 14. Up next on the studio is Pete Peterson, and he's got the crop report for us. So Pete, if you're in the studio, head on down because you're up next with the crop report. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Coliseum Radio. In addition to that, check out all of our wide range of topics that we cover here on the channel 640 AM The Mix. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode. Hey, has anyone seen Pete Peterson?